When I talk about 1, 2, and 3-point perspective, I'm talking about the ability for a person to stand in one place and look out at a wonderful seascape or horizon line of water and or an expanse of buildings on either side of the street, and way off in the furthest most point away from your eyes is what's called the vanishing point. Things vanish there. So 1-point perspective is your ability to see in one point ahead of you until it disappears. That's one vanishing point. And if I turn this way or that way, and I only have that one area to focus on in front of me, I can determine that the difference between looking right ahead of me, one vanishing point. But if I have this way, right and left on either side, now I have 2 vanishing points. That means that I can place an object in front of me and it's flat and frontal. I can only see that one flat side. The minute I pivot that object to the left or to the right, those 2 sides now have 2 points that vanish just like it did in the front, now to the left and the right. So that flat little cube, let's say, that was in front of me that I can only see the front part of, vanishes directly in front of me, 1 point. But that same little seemingly small little object, if I pivot it and show 2 more sides of it, now I have a point vanishing to the right, 1 point, now becomes 2 on each side. If I take that same cube and hold it up and look underneath it, or hold it down and look at it from an aerial view, that means I'll say on the floor, looking up, that's a worm's eye view. But in the sky, that's a bird's eye view. So those 2 perspective points, whether I'm on the floor looking up at tall buildings, that's 3-point perspective. That means that not only does that object have 2 vanishing points on either side, it also has 1 above it. That's 3 points. And the same thing in reverse. It not only vanishes at its grounding point at the bottom, but it comes up and has 3 points. 1 at the bottom and 2 on each side. Looking down is a bird's eye view. When you're in an airplane and you're flying above all these buildings, you're actually looking down. 3-point perspective, a bird's eye view. And when you're walking in the city of New York or in the downtown area of any major city and there are tall buildings, when you look up, 3-point perspective. And don't forget to look at 1, 2, and 3-point perspective at every person you meet. Look at it from the inside, from the outside, and from the heart.